In recent times, major European countries like the United Kingdom, Germany, and France have seen a rise in emigration. Once admired for their quality of life and cultural charm, many seek better opportunities abroad due to a mix of political, social, and economic factors. But whether it's due to limited jobs, political unrest, or a shift in priorities, the reasons behind this exodus are very diverse. In this video, we're breaking down the top 10 European countries everyone is leaving. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful videos like this. 10. The Netherlands. One of the biggest reasons for people leaving is the skyrocketing cost of living, especially in cities like Amsterdam, have become almost impossible for regular folks to afford. Even renting has become a serious financial burden. Add in rising energy bills and daily expenses, and many people just feel squeezed. Another frustration is the growing pressure on public services. Healthcare, for example, is becoming more difficult to access. General practitioners are overbooked, mental health care is overwhelmed, and waiting times for specialist care keep increasing. There's also been a noticeable shift in social dynamics. Some feel that community life is weakening and people are more isolated. On top of that, the weather plays a role. The long, gray, rainy winters can wear people down, especially when combined with high stress and tight living quarters. Work-life balance is becoming more of a myth than a reality, and mental health issues are quietly growing. People feel like they're paying high taxes but getting less in return. Some are moving for more space, others for peace of mind. Whatever the reason, the Netherlands is no longer the dream it once seemed to be, at least not for everyone. 9. Bulgaria. One of Bulgaria's biggest problems is the lack of good jobs. Wages are among the lowest in the EU, and even college graduates often struggle to find stable, decently paid work. Skilled professionals, doctors, engineers, teachers are leaving in large numbers to find better opportunities abroad. Corruption is another major issue. Many people feel that success depends more on who you know than what you know. That kind of system wears people down, especially the younger generations, who want to build their lives on merit, not connections. Infrastructure outside major cities is outdated. Roads, public transport, even internet access, things that many take for granted, can still be unreliable. On top of that, there's a sense among many that the country isn't moving forward fast enough. Public services are also under pressure. Healthcare, in particular, is stretched thin, and rural areas are hit the hardest. People often wait weeks or even months to see a specialist, and many have to travel hours to reach a decent hospital. The combination of low pay, slow progress, and lack of trust in the system has pushed many to look elsewhere for a better life. For a growing number, staying just doesn't seem worth it anymore. 8. Germany. Germany has a reputation for efficiency and strong industry, but lately, a lot of its citizens are growing frustrated. A big reason is the rising cost of living. While salaries in Germany are generally good, inflation has hit hard. Rent in cities like Berlin and Munich has exploded, and groceries, fuel, and electricity are far more expensive than they were just a few years ago. A lot of middle-class families are starting to feel like they're falling behind. Many also talk about a growing sense of social tension. Debates around immigration and an aging population have created a sense of uncertainty. Some people no longer feel as safe or comfortable as they once did in their neighborhoods. Public services are under more pressure than before, and healthcare is starting to feel the strain. Even the famous job market isn't what it used to be. Automation, outsourcing, and economic shifts have made certain jobs less secure. People who once felt stable now worry about long-term prospects. Even though Germany is still rich and organized, more people are saying it's not enough. They want less stress, more freedom, and a better balance in life. 7. Ireland. The most obvious issue in Ireland is housing. Prices are out of control, and even small apartments in cities like Dublin cost more than most people can afford. Renting isn't much better, with limited availability and skyrocketing costs. Young professionals, students, and even families are being priced out of their own country. For many, the job market feels unstable. While there are plenty of high-paying tech jobs, they're often taken by foreign workers, and many locals feel left out. Outside of big cities, opportunities are limited, and wages haven't kept up with the cost of living. Younger generations in particular are feeling disillusioned. They work hard, pay high taxes, and yet can't seem to build the life they want. There's also a big problem with healthcare. Public waiting lists are long, and people often wait months for basic procedures or appointments. The private system is expensive, and even then, it's not always fast. Mental health services are stretched thin, and stories of people falling through the cracks are all too common. Irish people are tired of the stress and feel like they can't get ahead. That's why thousands of Irish citizens, especially young adults and families, are leaving to try and find a better, more affordable life abroad. 6. France. A big issue in France is the high tax burden. Many workers feel like they're losing a huge chunk of their income without getting enough in return. Between income tax and social charges, it often feels like the harder you work, the less you get to keep. The job market can be difficult, especially for young people and those over 50. There's a lot of red tape when it comes to hiring and firing, which makes companies hesitant to take on new employees. Job security sounds nice in theory, but it often means fewer opportunities and a frustrating work environment. Some people spend months, even years, looking for stable employment. Social tensions are on the rise, too. Protests and political divides have made many people feel uneasy about the future. There's a sense of frustration with how things are being run, and a belief that progress is stuck in endless debate. Healthcare, while technically accessible, is also facing growing problems. It's becoming harder to find available doctors, especially in rural areas. Hospital staff are overworked, and appointment delays are common. Add to that constant strikes and public sector disruptions, and daily life can feel chaotic at times. Because of these reasons, a growing number of French people think that the only way to move forward is by moving away. 5. Greece. For many locals, everyday life has become increasingly difficult. After more than a decade of economic instability, the country still hasn't fully bounced back. Wages remain low, especially for younger workers, and stable jobs are hard to come by. Even those with degrees often find themselves working in tourism or hospitality for barely enough to live on. Corruption and inefficiency are still issues, especially when dealing with government processes. Things often move slowly, and it's easy to feel stuck in a system that doesn't reward hard work or innovation. For many, the beauty of the country just isn't enough anymore. The cost of living continues to rise, while salaries stay stagnant. Utilities, groceries, and fuel eat up a large part of monthly income, leaving little room for savings or future planning. For families, it's especially hard to make ends meet. That's one of the reasons why many Greeks, especially the younger generation, have been moving abroad to find a better quality of life and more opportunity. Public services are another sore point. Education is often underfunded, and many parents feel they need to spend money on private tutoring just so their kids can keep up. The dream of a calm, simple life is being replaced by a growing desire to escape a system that feels broken. 4. United Kingdom. The UK has gone through a lot of change in the past few years, and not all of it has been for the better. One of the biggest issues people talk about is the rising cost of living. From rent and mortgages to energy bills and groceries, almost everything has become more expensive. For middle-class families, even basic expenses now feel like a struggle. Many are working longer hours and still finding it hard to save or get ahead. Social division has also grown. Political debates have become more heated, and a general sense of frustration is spreading. People feel like their voices aren't being heard, and trust in leadership has taken a hit. The healthcare system, once a source of national pride, is now facing serious problems. The NHS is overwhelmed, with long wait times for even basic care. Then there's the job market. While unemployment is relatively low, job security and wages haven't kept up. Many jobs are low-paid, temporary, or offer little long-term stability. Add in the effects of Brexit, like trade disruptions, labor shortages, and fewer international opportunities, and the outlook feels even more uncertain. All of this adds up to a climate where many no longer feel confident in their future at home, and because of that, more and more Brits are packing up and starting over somewhere else. 3. Portugal. For many Portuguese citizens, life has become increasingly difficult, especially when it comes to income and housing. Wages are low, among the lowest in Western Europe, yet living costs continue to climb. Rent has become a major problem, especially in Lisbon and Porto, where prices have doubled in just a few years. Young people, even with education and skills, often find themselves stuck in short-term contracts with poor pay. This makes it almost impossible to plan for the future, buy a home, or start a family. Many feel like they're working hard and getting nowhere. It's no surprise that a lot of the country's talent is leaving to look for better chances abroad. There's also frustration around how the economy is being shaped. While tourism brings in money, it's also caused problems: overcrowding, higher prices, and a focus on short-term rentals instead of housing for locals. Corruption and government inefficiency are another point of tension. People often feel ignored by politicians and disconnected from the decisions being made. Many believe that unless you already have money or connections, it's nearly impossible to improve your situation. That's why, even in such a beautiful country, more and more people are deciding it's time to move on. 2. Spain. Unemployment, especially among young people, has been a major problem for over a decade. Even those who find work often end up in temporary, low-paid positions with little to no job security. It's hard to plan your life when your paycheck barely covers rent and food, let alone savings. Housing has become another major pain point. Rents have skyrocketed in popular cities like Barcelona and Valencia. Locals are being priced out of their own neighborhoods as demand grows from tourists and foreign investors. Buying a home feels impossible for many, especially for younger people or those without family help. The healthcare system is also facing challenges. Budget cuts and understaffing mean longer wait times and less access to services. The situation is worse in rural areas, where clinics and hospitals are closing or can't keep enough staff. Education has seen similar underinvestment, with overcrowded classrooms and outdated facilities. Even though life in Spain might look idyllic from the outside, for many on the inside, it's full of uncertainty and frustration. People are tired of struggling for opportunities that never seem to come. Despite the warm weather and great food, more and more Spaniards are making the difficult decision to look for a better life elsewhere. 1. Italy. In Italy, there is a lack of opportunity. The job market is tough. Underpaid work, high youth unemployment, and a lack of upward mobility have pushed many to seek careers abroad. Even highly educated Italians often feel like they have no future at home. The country also suffers from regional inequality. The north is more developed and industrialized, while the south continues to struggle with poverty, poor infrastructure, and limited services. This divide has been around for decades, and little has been done to fix it. Wages are low compared to the cost of living, and finding stable employment can take years. On top of that, bureaucracy makes it hard to advance unless you have the right connections. Many talented people leave because they feel their skills won't be recognized or rewarded within the system. Healthcare remains accessible, but like many public services, it's under pressure. Wait times are growing, staff are overworked, and funding is often lacking. Add to that a general sense of political instability, frequent changes in leadership, and slow-moving reforms, and it's easy to see why so many Italians feel stuck. Even in a country known for its beauty and culture, daily life can be frustrating and uncertain. For many, leaving isn't just a choice, it's a way to take control of their future.